Hello everyone, welcome to Indian Judicial Service. Today we are going to discussing here 43rd part of top 1000 MCQ of constitutional law, and those who are not watched the previous video, all the link of previous videos are available in our description box. Please go and watch these videos. And those who need the PDF file of this video series, the PDF file will be uploaded in our Telegram group, and please join the Telegram group. Link of Telegram group is also available in our description box. Before starting this video, I request you, please like our videos, please subscribe our channel, and also press the bell icon button which will provide you further notification of our videos. Let's get started. Question number 721. The present strength of judges of the Supreme Court was fixed by. So the present strength of judges of Supreme Court fixed by the Parliament first of all, and the number of judges of Supreme Court is changed from time to time. At the time of the implementation of the Constitution, execution of the Constitution, there was only 7 judges plus 1 Chief Justice, means 8 judges in Supreme Court. But in present time, by the Parliament in 2019, the judges strength is 33 plus 1. So now present strength of Supreme Court judges is 34, including Supreme Chief Justice of India. So clearly answer of the question is here. The question is here, the present strength of judges of Supreme Court was fixed by the, so answer here, by the Parliament in 2019. So in 2019. So all these options are not appropriate and not relevant for the further examination. That's why clearly answer of this question is here, by Parliament in 2019. Question number 722. Regarding judicial review, it would be correct to say, statement first here, it tend to elevate the judiciary to the rank of super legislature. Yes, it is correct here. It elevate the judiciary to the rank of super legislature. Statement number 2, its scope is limited as it emphasizes on the procedure established by law. Yes, this is absolutely correct statement, rather than due process of law. Now third one here, it includes judicial competence to review executive enforcement of legislative enactment. Yes, it is also correct here. And last one, it is indispensable to a federal system of government. So it is indispensable to a federal system of government. All these statements are correct, and these are related to judicial review, power of judicial review of Supreme Court especially. So answer is here option A. Now question number 723. The Supreme Court of India enunciated the doctrine of basic structure of the Constitution in. So the Supreme Court of India enunciated the doctrine of basic structure of the Constitution in case of Keswanand Bharati versus State of Kerala in 1973. So answer is here option D. Now question number 724. Give correct response to, in India the judiciary is not a part of state. Yes, this statement is correct here. Judiciary is not a part of state, because when the judiciary, when the courts act judicial performance, in that time it is not a part of state, but their administrative activities are under the definition of state under Article 12 of the Constitution. So this thing is correct here. So second statement, in India the pattern and designation of subordinate courts in the states are not uniform. And third one, the municipal courts have both civil and criminal jurisdiction. So it is wrong here. And last one, the pattern of subordinate courts in metropolitan area is the same as district. So it is also wrong. Both statements are wrong here. And first two statement means the judiciary is not a part of state. It is correct here. And in India the pattern and designation of subordinate courts in the states are not uniform. Both this statement is also correct. So both first and second are correct here. So answer of this question is here option A, first and second. Now question number 725. Which of the following statements regarding the advisory jurisdiction of Supreme Court is correct? Option A, the opinion of Supreme Court may be sought by the President on any question of law or fact. Now second statement, in case of opinion of Supreme Court is sought, it is bound to give. So this is wrong here, it is not bound to give. Now third one, the advice given by the Supreme Court on the matter referred to it is binding on the President. It is also wrong here. Both second and third statements is wrong here. And last one, advisory jurisdiction of Supreme Court can also be exercised over dispute arising out of reference made over the pre-constitutional treaties. So this statement is correct here. So first and fourth statement is correct under this question. So code here, first 1 and 3. So third is wrong here. 1 and 4, yes, it is correct here. So answer of this question is option B. Now question number 726. A judge of High Court can be removed from the office during his tenure by option A, the governor, and if the state passes a resolution by 2/3 majority. So it's absolutely wrong, because the judge of High Court can be removed by the President. And so option B, the President on the basis of resolution passed by the Parliament by 2/3 majority. So this statement is absolutely correct here. So answer is here option B. And the provision of Constitution related to this question is Article 217 clause 1 subclause B, and it is directly related to Article 124 clause 4, and Article 124 clause 4 dealt with the removal of the judges of Supreme Court, and same procedure followed in matter of High Court judges. So answer is here option B. Now question number 727. Judicial review in Indian Constitution is based on option A, procedure established by law, option B, due process of law, option C, rule of law, and option D, the precedents and conventions. So clearly answer is here procedure established by law. So answer here option A. Question number 728. The restriction of writ jurisdiction of High Court under Article 226 is possible through option A, an amendment of the Constitution passed by 2/3 majority of members present and voting. Option B here, an amendment of Constitution passed by simple majority of members present and voting. Option C here, an amendment of the Constitution passed by 2/3 majority of members present and voting and majority of total membership of each House of Parliament together with the ratification of one of the state legislature, and last one none of the above. So according to question, the restriction of writ jurisdiction of High Court under Article 226 is possible through an amendment of the Constitution passed by simple majority of members present and voting. So answer is here option B. Question number 729. In which recent case it was held that High Court sitting under Article 226 reappreciate the evidence and come to different conclusion which is not the scope of High Court. So this statement is given by the Supreme Court in case of Deputy Inspector General of Police versus K. Ravindra Rao, 2008. So answer is here option A. Now question number 730. In which recent case it was held that High Court cannot direct the state government by writ of mandamus to appoint, this is very important, to appoint a person against a post which has been abolished. So this statement and this decision given by the Supreme Court in case of Bal Krishna Behra versus Satya Prakash Das. So answer is here option A. Now question number 731. In which recent judgment it was held that according to Article 226, the courts are flooded with large number of PIL, so it is desirable for courts to filter out the frivolous, this is very important, frivolous petition and dismiss them with cost. And this statement is given by the court in case of Holy Cow Picture Private Limited versus Prem Chandra Misra, and citation of this case is here again 2008. So answer here option A. Now question number 732. The Supreme Court of India is different from its counterpart in USA, United States of America. Option A, in its role as guardian of the Constitution. Option B here, in its advisory role. Option C here, in its role as supreme authority in judicial field in the country. And last one, in its writ jurisdiction. So answer is here option B, in its advisory role. Now question number 733. In which of the following category of cases has Supreme Court of India the power to decide? Option A, a reference made by the President on the question of law and fact. Yes, this statement is correct. Under Article 143 means the reference made by the President on the question of law and fact, both here. Option point number 2, a case involving the interpretation of the Constitution. Yes, it is correct here. It is come under the power of Supreme Court. Statement number 3, a case involving a substantial question of law of general importance. So it is also come in the power of Supreme Court. So it is also correct here. Now fourth one, a case where a constitutionality of any law has been challenged. So it is also correct. So all these three statements are correct, and the first statement is also correct. Now come to the point of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4. So there is no option of 1, 2, 3, 4. So now all these are come under the power of 2, 3, 4 are come under the power of Supreme Court, and it is the advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. So that's why we choose here option D here, 2, 3, 4. Number 734. Which of the following is not true? A case must brought before the Supreme Court regarding the validity of law. Yes, it is correct here. Option B, unanimous opinion of all judges is necessary for declaring a law null and void. So it is wrong statement here. There is no need to opinion of all judges necessary for declaring a law null and void. There need only majority and no necessary for all judges in favor of nulling the law and void. So clearly answer of this question is here option B. And last two, the legislative enactment and executive order may be struck down by the Supreme Court. Yes, it is correct here. And last one here, the power is implicit in the provision of Article 13 of the Constitution. Now question number 735, which one is of the following is directly related to the appellate jurisdiction of Supreme Court of India? Option A, appeal made in civil, criminal and constitutional case. So it is correct here, it is comes under the appellate jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Option B, appeal made in constitutional case, it may be correct here. Option C, the adjudication of dispute between the union and state. So it is the original jurisdiction under article 131, so it is not appropriate here. And last one, adjudication of dispute between state, it is also original jurisdiction under article 131. So answer of this question is here option A here. Now time for the question of the day. The question of the day is, the pension of a high court judge is charged to the, again I repeat the question, the pension of a high court judge is charged to the, please give the answer of the question in comment box. And before finishing this video, I request you, please like our videos, please subscribe our channel and please press the bell icon button which will provide you further notification of our videos. Thank you for watching Indian Judicial Service.